Case study, internet use violation. Tyler Ryan, EDL 850. What do you know? Ms. Walker is in her second year of teaching specialized science classes. She finished her postgraduate work before beginning her teaching career, so she's a little bit older than your typical first-year teacher or beginning teacher. Has a very structured classroom and serious approach. Now, students and parents have complained about the stress associated with those expectations that she has in her classroom and with her teaching style. Some of the parents have expressed concern of the chance of their student getting a low grade. A lot of the students who take these classes are high achieving students, and GPA is very important. Dr. Forbes, who's the principal of the school, has worked with Mrs. Walker on techniques to improve her teaching and reduce student stress, but this has gone to no avail. In November of her second year of teaching, Ms. Walker returned home over the Veterans Day holiday to find she had received an anonymous email. The email suggested she visit a specific website. The website contains suggestive comments and curse words about her personal behavior and classroom management. And on the final comment on the page was, "Who wants Ms. Walker to disappear?" Ms. Walker called Dr. Forbes in a panic on Sunday evening, told him that they've threatened to kill me, Dr. Forbes. What am I to do? I may not be safe alone in my apartment tonight. Ms. Walker then forwarded Dr. Forbes the email, and he reviewed the material. Dr. Forbes called Ms. Walker back and felt that this was a prank and not a life-threatening situation. Asked if she had any situations or disgruntled students the prior week or any examples from the previous couple of weeks about her teaching that where students might have been disgruntled. Ms. Walker stated that she believed Randy Franks was behind this. She believed that he did not like her and he made snide comments. Other students also referred to him for help with their computers, so therefore she felt like this was the student that was responsible for this. Dr. Forbes said that he would print hard copies and that him and Ms. Walker would talk with Randy and his friends about the site the next day. Dr. Forbes also mentioned that the district technologist could help them, and then Ms. Walker said she'd be staying with her parents that night and would see him in the morning. What do we need to know? Who and what? Who's responsible for this? How many parties are involved? Is this just one student? Is this a group of students? And then also, what laws have been broken? Other than just school policy, what other issues might be at hand? When and where? When was the website created? I think that's an important thing, and where it was created. Because if it was done at school with school computers, then you'd have some internet use violations, technology issues. Was the school's equipment and internet used in this? So there you have some big time issues, more so that if it's done at home than when you also include school equipment, school internet. And then obviously why? What was the motivation behind this? And then what did they hope to accomplish? So overall here, what is the problem? Concerns have been made about Ms. Walker's teaching and workload. Parents and students have both complained Ms. Walker was notified anonymously about a website personally attacking her. The website contains suggestive language about her teaching style. Vulgarities were made about the rigors of her class, and even a question of making her disappear was made. Ms. Walker notified her principal, Dr. Forbes, of the situation and was very concerned about the suggested threat. So my plan of action. The first thing would be to document the website material. You would want to get this before its removal. If word got out that that website was known by administration, students or whoever created it might be inclined to take it down, and then you would have no documentation of what had happened. Also, I would be in touch immediately with our district administration, discuss with the superintendent assistant, also review the Board of Education policy in regards to bullying and technology issues. And then that next day, the first thing I do is review the plan of action with Ms. Walker. Keep her in the know, make sure she feels safe. Also, that this needs to be done, confidentiality needs to be taken into account. And so she has a clear idea of what's going on and what the plan of action will be. Next, I'd have the district technologist check on site info, see who has visited the website or any other information that they can gather. And then I would also make sure through the school's internet that we block access to the website. Obviously, once kids find out about this, the first thing they want to do is check the website, and we want to try and keep it to a minimum. I know they have it on their phones, but I think that'd be a very good thing to control that. Number 5 is contact local law enforcement and school attorney to see if any laws have been broken. I think some of the verbiage and the language in there can needs to be looked at. See what can be done to also take the website down, and then contact maybe the host of the website. A lot of them have different policies in regards to websites that attack other people, and so those are some options to look into. Next, we'd call on the students to question about the website in class. First, obviously, there'd be Randy Franks, but we'd also need to pull in random other students to get a feel for the class, what's going on, what they might know about a website, and just to help give yourself a general feel of what's going on inside Ms. Walker's classroom. And then we try to do this as close to the same time as possible to keep word from spreading. And that would be also an important thing, because once one student hears about this, then the rest of the students will all hear about it. Number 7, work with Ms. Walker to improve upon teaching methods and classroom management. This would be something that would be done a little bit later on, but obviously something needs to be addressed with the style of her classroom. One of the first things you could do is assign a mentor to work with her. Schedule observations for her to review and watch other teachers that we consider to be quality teachers. And then also review lesson plans and classroom expectations with her. So, that's where you could come in and help her with that process. Number 8, if any students are found to have created the website, obviously BOE discipline policy will be followed for bullying, district internet usage policy, and any other legal issues will be dealt with. Number 9, also we want to contact parents of students in class to address any classroom concerns. Maybe they know something about the issue. Just a general email stating that if they have any issues, that they can be in contact with me, and we can have some further discussion. Resolve the issue. The resolution to the problem will promote the academic success and personal well-being of every student. We want to ensure a safe environment for students and staff. We want to reinforce school policy on bullying and internet usage. We want to work with Mrs. Walker to improve her pedagogy and improve community expectations for the class. Obviously, there's a stigma associated with her and her class, and we need to improve upon that. Debrief the problem. Thoughts, feelings, values, and responding to the problem. Thoughts. Is there a real threat of physical harm? That's the first and foremost we want to take care of. We want to protect both students and staff and make sure that there is no physical threat or physical harm will be done to that person. Number 2 is, how can we find a responsible party for the website? What are the steps we're going to have to take care of so we can find out who did this? And then number 3, are the consequences to this deeper than just within the school? And that's where the legal issues come into question. And so when you start getting into those situations, we want to know, hey, there's a lot more that's kind of above me in terms of where this information can be found out. And that's why I wanted to talk to a district attorney, school district attorney, or superintendent to give you some guidance in that situation. Some of the feelings. Why have things not improved within the class? Obviously there's been some talk with Ms. Walker about how things are going, and it seems to not have improved, and why is that? Number 2, I need to be supportive, but also want to send a message that things need to change with Ms. Walker. You want her to feel that you're there to help her out, but then also for her to understand that, hey, we got to use this as a chance to improve upon. And then overall, will Ms. Walker be able to bounce back from this? Sometimes this can be a very traumatic thing. Might lose her confidence in teaching. It might be a position she just doesn't want to be a part of anymore. And she might say, I'm done with this. So that's one of the bigger questions as well. And kind of the things I felt like with the values, there are major issues going on within the class, or else I don't think students would have taken the time to put this much work into a website like this. Number 2 is, how can we take this issue and turn it into a positive for our school? I also want to send a strong statement against online bullying slander. That is just not going to be accepted at our school. And if you do those things, that the hard consequences are something you're going to have to face. Issues that are still unresolved or need further investigation. What if we're unable to find who created the website? Then what do we do? If there's just something, hey, we're unable to figure it out who's responsible, and that's kind of running around out there, that's just not a good thing to have. What do we do if we can't find who created the website? Legal ramifications of this problem, not just criminal, but civil. Those are some questions there that I think if people really wanted to dig down deep, I think could be an issue. And then number 3, improve classroom environment after this situation is over. What are we going to have to do to help improve what's going on in Ms. Walker's class? I feel like promoted the academic success of every student first by ensuring a safe school environment by addressing the potential for threat and bullying. Number one. Number two, provided mentorship and additional resources to assist Ms. Walker in her classroom pedagogy. Obviously, that's going to have a positive effect for students that are in her class. And then number three, contacted parents and was made available to discuss any additional concerns. Again, supportive parents are going to have um, students that are going to be supportive as well. And so we want to reach out to them and see if we can't get them on our side to provide us any help that we can with this situation or things that they might know what's going on. And adhere to the ethical principles and professional norms. Number one, are prioritize the problem. What is important now? Obviously, we know that there's some classroom issues, but we need to resolve safety in the website first. That's first and foremost, so we can take care of other things later. Number two, gather as much evidence before interviewing a number of different students, not singling out any one student. Just because of what she said, that was pretty vague and with Randy, and so we need to look at more students and explore more options. And number three, discipline followed district and school guidelines, and we use the BOE policy to help enforce that. Demonstrate a personal and professional code of ethics. Shared information only with those who needed to hear it. Worked with both district and local law enforcement officials to investigate all necessary areas. Tried to not leave any stone unturned. And then number three, after resolving the issue, provided assistance to help Ms. Walker improve her pedagogy. Thank you.